Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. It's been a few weeks since I did my last video. My last video was in the summer holidays, actually, in the summer holidays about 2 weeks ago now. And also I've moved rooms. I'm surrounded by 2 guitars on the floor. So yeah, this is like a temporary change because I think we're supposed to be moving house soon. So we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, I'm in a different setting, but it's not really going to have much of an impact on the way I do my video. I'm going to do yet another Elvis review because I just really love reading the comments on Elvis videos, to be honest. And I've said this before, there's always a great response to all the Elvis videos I do, which is great. So I'm going to do another FTD review. I've got 4 FTD releases, so I'll do another one. And the last FTD release I did was Girls, 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 which is the newest one, which came out probably 2 months ago now, nearly. And I got it about maybe a month ago. And I thought I'd just quickly show this, which I literally got in the post like 2 days ago. I won it off eBay last weekend and it came 2 days ago. This is an original American mono copy of Girls, 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 which is actually really cool. And I already have like a really nice original UK one, which is in really good shape. It's in better shape than this is, but then again, it's really hard to find these, and usually when I see American Elvis albums that are in decent enough condition, I'll try to get them because they're just nice to have. And so yeah, the cover is in pretty nice shape. The spine, I mean, you won't be able to see it, but the spine's all right. It's not torn really at the spine. The top of the cover is almost splitting, and then there is a little split in the bottom, but you can't really see it because it's in the sleeve. And the vinyl, the labels are actually really nice on the vinyl. You got that nice RCA Victor dog label. It plays okay, there's a lot of crackles, and you really have to turn it up to sort of get it to sound good. But I've only played it once and I've cleaned it twice, and usually if you clean a record and you give it a few plays, it sort of plays the dirt out of it. It plays all the crackles and stuff out of it, so I'll just keep playing it until it sounds a bit better. But it's like a VG copy, which is not bad. I got it for a decent price. So I'm going to review this. Now this is a great listen. So this is Elvis Sings Memphis, Tennessee. This came out in 2019. And I got this for Christmas last year, so Christmas of 2020. And I got this along with 3 other Elvis records. That was a really great Elvis sort of Christmas bundle, I guess you could say. But this is a great release. I mean, I got this when it was still cheap at the time. It's sort of inflated in price now. It's quite a bit more expensive than what I got it for when I got it for Christmas. But this is basically, essentially, like a compilation of studio recordings that Elvis recorded for a studio album that he never actually released. So it's recordings from May of 1963, which was going to be for a studio album, following Potluck, I assume, but it never came to be. I'm still not too sure why. I think it's because Elvis Golden Records 3 came out, and then so they already had 3 albums lined up for 1963, so they just used some of the tracks for bonus songs in later movie albums, which is, you know, RCA really didn't make some great decisions now and then. And then it's also a recording session from I'm reading it on the back, so this is why I know this. A recording session from January 12th, 1964, which I know he recorded 3 songs: Ask Me, It Hurts Me, and Memphis, Tennessee. Now, Memphis, Tennessee, that is such a fantastic song. Now, the funny thing about those 3 songs especially is Memphis, Tennessee, Elvis was going to release that as a single, and I think it would have been just such a great single for Elvis to release in 1964, because obviously you had the Beatles coming over from the UK and doing absolutely amazingly in the charts with I Wanna Hold Your Hand, their breakthrough hit, and then they just had hit after hit after hit for the whole of 1964 after their appearance in the Ed Sullivan Show. If Elvis had released Memphis, Tennessee, like, it would have just been great, because I think he could have had a proper good battle in the charts with the Beatles. It could have possibly gone to #1 because it's a fantastic recording. Elvis does a fantastic version of Memphis, Tennessee, and I think it really could have been a great contender for a top hit, which could have battled it out with the Stones and the Beatles. Because the only time Elvis really got to battle it out properly with the Beatles and the Stones was when RCA decided to release Crying in the Chapel in 1965. So it just could have been such a great song for Elvis to release. But there's a sort of a tale. It's sort of been probably changed over the years. It's not probably entirely accurate, but a singer called Johnny Rivers, who Elvis was friends with, Elvis showed him the recording to Johnny Rivers, and Johnny Rivers says, "You know, this sounds really good," and Elvis played it him a lot. And then apparently the tale goes that Johnny Rivers recorded his own version. It got to #1 before Elvis decided to release his. I'm not actually too sure why Elvis was hesitant on releasing his. I think he just wanted the timing to be right, but he never actually released it. So that single never got released. It got released on Elvis for Everybody, which came out in 1965, which was a compilation of random tracks throughout the past 10 years. Ask Me was a B-side to Ain't That Lovin' You Baby, which was a song that was already recorded in 1958, and it got released in the late 60s, just before sort of Elvis had his comeback. So that was just sort of a way to throw away that song. And then It Hurts Me, probably the most outrageous one, got put as the B-side to Kissing Cousins, which is an unbelievably mediocre movie song from the Kissing Cousins album. Why they put it as the B-side, I will never know. I don't even know. I don't know who decided that. Was it Carlton Parker? I don't know. Now this one, I've taken out the shrink and I've kept the hype sticker on because the hype stickers are really cool. And it opens it up and you've just got some really great photos of Elvis, the Elvis for Everybody album that I was on about, and some great photos of Elvis from, I assume, the Girls photo sessions, because he's got the same exact hairstyle as the Girls cover, and he just looks pretty damn cool. Now this whole writing here sort of gives details about what Elvis was doing in 1963, the plans for this album which never came to be, the singles he was releasing at the time, and also a world tour, or at least a tour of America that he was supposed to embark on, but that never came to be. There's a lot of reading you can do into this. I've seen it in books that I've read and stuff. I've never actually read these liner notes all the way through, so I might do that next time I listen to this release. But you know, you've got those 3 songs: Memphis, Tennessee, Ask Me, and It Hurts Me, and then you've got all the songs that Elvis recorded in May 1963, so Echoes of Love, Please Don't Drag That String Around. You had The Devil in Disguise, which was actually the last #1 that Elvis had in either the UK and the US for a while. It was sort of the last of his early 60s sort of streak of #1 hits that he had, which is a shame. What Now, What Next, Where To, Never Ending, Along Lonely Highway, Witchcraft, not the Frank Sinatra one, but it's still a good song. Finders Keepers, Losers Weepers, Love Me Tonight, Western Union, Slowly But Surely, and then I'm pretty sure the rest are all repeats of different takes, and Blue River. Now all these songs appeared either as B-sides to singles, or they appeared as bonus tracks on movie albums. You know, Echoes of Love, that was Kissing Cousins, Slowly But Surely, that was Fun in Acapulco, Blue River and Never Ending, they appeared on Double Trouble. These songs are all really good, actually. There's not actually a bad song on here. The thing with the Potluck album and Something for Everybody is those albums contain really great studio recordings, but they also each contain 1 bonus song from movies at the time which don't really fit in. I Slipped, I Stumbled, I Fell on Something for Everybody. That sort of doesn't really harm it too much. But Stepping Out of Line from Blue Hawaii was put on Potluck, and it just don't fit. It's an okay song, to be honest, but it just don't fit. Whereas all these songs, they could have been released as a proper album. They wouldn't have needed any different songs from the movies left over, because these songs would trump them like you know, by miles. You know, these songs would appear on Elvis Golden Records Volume 3, but they were all released in one form or the other by the end of the late 60s. So pretty much they were all exhausted by the time Elvis had finished doing all of his movies. So there was no need to ever release them as an album, I guess. But they were released on a German release called For the Asking, which I might get at one point someday. But in terms of the sound quality on this release, I mean, I'll show you one of the vinyls, I guess. They come in these white polythene sleeves, which they have done for years, I'm pretty sure. I've given this a good 1 or 2 times, and it just sounds so good. So it's got the RCA Victor dog label, it's got the silver lettering, not the white lettering, silver lettering. But yeah, the sound quality on this release is really good. I mean, you have to turn it up a little bit, but when you turn it up, like the bass especially, it sounds fantastic. And Elvis's voice in the early 60s was really great, and his early 60s studio recordings, as in when he recorded his studio albums, and even when he recorded his movie albums like Blue Hawaii and Girls, Girls, Girls and Fun in Acapulco, they were just produced really well. I don't know if that's because he was recording at a certain studio or he had a certain studio engineer, but the production quality on the early 60s recordings up until about 1964, they all sound sublime. So Elvis's voice sounds great, all the instruments sound great, but especially Elvis's voice, and it's just got that early 60s crisp, you know, angelicness that he had before he sort of just stopped singing like that, to be honest, as the movies got further towards the mid-60s. And then his voice sort of changed after that, and he never sort of had this sort of pure tone to his voice again. It became more raw. That's a good thing, by the way, because when he went to record for his comeback special in his Memphis recording sessions, I mean, you know, some of his best vocals, Elvis's voice changed a lot. This is sort of a catalogue of his last recordings, when the movies didn't become his #1 obligation. His #1 obligation is sort of encapsulates his last recordings when he sort of came back from the army and he had that pureness to his voice and all that, you know, singing technique he practiced in the army. It sort of diminished after this, not because he became a bad singer, just because he didn't really sing like that, because I mean he was singing some terrible songs at some points, so you know, you're not going to sort of give an amazing performance singing for every song. But the back cover is really nice. I think these are photos from it happened at the World's Fair. I mean, he does look pretty cool, doesn't he? And then these are the pictures for the single covers for all the different songs. So yeah, I don't know what else much I can say. I mean, this album just contains outtakes like all the FTD releases do. And this is probably the best FTD release that I own. I mean, I've got his last movies, the Girls, Girls, Girls one, and Easy Come, Easy Go. The last movies one is actually really good because the songs from his last movies are actually for the most part really good. And it also contains great songs like Rubbernecking. I'll probably review that one day. Easy Come, Easy Go, I mean, the release itself is pretty good, but Easy Come, Easy Go, you know, if you're a big Elvis fan and you know what songs are on those albums, is on that album, then you know it's just a bit. And then Girls, 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 it's sort of a mixed bag because it doesn't contain that many outtakes of songs that are actually good. It contains about 65 billion takes of Mama. I mean, I didn't rant like this about that in the Girls, Girls, Girls video. I don't know why I'm ranting about it now, but this is definitely my favourite FTD release that I own. All the other FTD releases that I would love to really get, like my favourite Elvis albums are from Elvis in Memphis, How Great Thou Art, His Hand in Mine, Elvis Is Back. That's the Way It Is, Elvis Country. All those FTD releases, I'm not going to, you know, you can't get them for below like £200 now. So all the FTD releases that I would love to have, I can't really get. This Elvis FTD release, however, is one that I'm really glad I have. And it's actually songs, like it's actually a collection of songs that are really strong, like those albums that I've just mentioned. So this is one to get. Now this, you can probably find it if you're lucky on eBay, probably less than £60, or maybe off some website for £40. If you go to the FTD website, it's £80, so I probably wouldn't bother, but you might want to get this soon before it inflates in price again, which probably will take about another year. I sound like I'm such an expert on Elvis FTD prices and, you know, price rates, inflation rates. I'm not trying to sound like I know everything. I'm just trying to, and I'm only like, and I'm not even like a big Elvis collector. Like I collect a lot of Elvis vinyl, but like I don't have insane collections. I don't have all the FTD albums. I'm not claiming to know everything. So if you think I sound like I'm talking like I know everything, I'm not trying to come across that way. This is a great release. You should definitely get your hands on it. I know a lot of people who watch my Elvis videos are probably big Elvis fans with big Elvis collections, and they might even own this. So let me know if you own this. Let me know if it's one of your favourite FTD releases. I can't say from personal experience of listening to the other FTD, I mean, it would be a dream. I mean, I know some people watching these videos might have all the FTD vinyls. I envy you, because it would be a dream for me to, like, not even own them, just sort of listen to them on vinyl. It would be really nice. But yeah, that's my review on Elvis Sings Memphis, Tennessee. A great FTD release. Still try to get it if you don't have it. Try and get it for a reasonable price if you can. They do go for stupid prices though. Yeah, that's my review on Elvis Sings Memphis, Tennessee. Let me know if you want to, let me know if there's any Elvis albums in particular that you want me to review that I've not yet reviewed. I still need to review Elvis's Back, His Hand in Mine from Elvis in Memphis. I still need to review a lot of Elvis albums that I really like. Let me know if there's any other artists that you might want me to review. Let me know your thoughts on this release. I'm gonna try and do another Pink Floyd review eventually, because I mean, this channel, you might as well assume that I mean, Pink Floyd are my favourite. Elvis comes number 2, I'm afraid, but you know, Elvis just gets the most support on this channel, so I guess I'll just keep doing that. But I'm also tempted to do another video. Somebody actually gave me the idea to do it the other week. I might go over all the Elvis albums that I've accumulated since the start of the year when I did my first Elvis collection video, because I've actually accumulated quite a few more. My collection definitely hasn't doubled in size, but I've definitely probably gained another 15 to 20 albums since then. I mean, it has been about 8-9 months, and you know, when you only spend your money on vinyl, what else are you gonna get? You know, but yeah, that's my review on Elvis Sings Memphis, Tennessee. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.